Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Jean and this is Creatively Jean. How is everyone doing? I first want to start out and say thank you to all my subscribers and all the very nice comments I've been getting. I really appreciate it. Was a little nervous starting a channel and to see how it would go and everything. My daughter encouraged me to start this and she loves editing. She is my editor, so I thank her for that. And so all the graphics and everything you see and the uploading is all done by my daughter. And so far I've been enjoying it. I love doing the hauls, of course. Who doesn't love shopping? And I hope you guys are learning a little something and enjoying some of my craft ones. Right now I'm just trying to do a range of different crafts to see kind of what everybody likes. I have a lot in my head to go over and just not enough time. So like I said, paper crafts and cards and stuff like that are kind of my main thing, 3D projects. The beading I've been getting into and stuff like that. So stick with me. If there's something you don't like, go ahead and tell me. I don't care. If there's something you want to see, go ahead and let me know. I'm willing to try just about anything. I just love crafting. So today we are going to make cards using napkins. I found this really pretty foil napkin. I love doing cards with napkins because, sometimes you cannot find a paper that you need. And napkins are so cheap, inexpensive that, I get them Dollar Tree, of course, and just about anywhere I look for napkins and see what I can find, And this foil one is really pretty. So I just wanted to use this. You can see I have a lot of samples for the end. So let's get started with this. So I'm going to put this off to the side. First thing we need to do is I take out the 5 1/4 by 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. I will cut that down. So I always use a 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 piece of paper. That's the same size as your A2 card, and we'll cut it down if we need to cut it down. So we're going to use Mod Podge. Just simple old Mod Podge, and I just get the yellow bottle one. And we're just going to put a thin layer of Mod Podge on. And at this point, you can make up a bunch of these, and they'll sit for a long time in your stash. I've had some I think for a year now. I've had some that I was working on, and you just keep using them. They will, because you're going to heat set them. So you just put a thin coat out. Just try to make it an even coat. You can see it'll curl. Your paper will curl. Don't worry about it. Now that's going to take time to dry. So we're just going to set that aside. You don't want to sit here and watch paint dry, do you? So I have another one all dried. And like I said, it will curl and stuff, but we're going to be ironing it a few times. So let me get this up here because we will need this. And I put a board underneath it. And then give me my parchment paper back. I will need that. I have a little scrap one I can use too. So we're going to put this down. Now, you want to take your napkin apart. They have 2 to 3 layers. Now, if you can't get it, usually I can get it. If you can't though, take a piece of tape on the corner and it'll separate. Now, the thing is, that's a 2-layer one. Sometimes it looks like this is the only layer, like it's not a 3rd layer on there. I've been tricked many times. So I always take another piece of tape and then just pull. And you can tell this one is only a 2-layer one. So just always check, because let me tell you, I've ironed down a double layer once and you ruin your whole thing because it just irons down the bottom layers, not ironing this down. So you can cut some of this off if you want to use it. Now this one doesn't have, this napkin was kind of a bummer because there's only, I only can get one card out of this one because the print pattern was only on one spot. But I will show you some of my samples and how they are. Okay, so then I just kind of center it and see where I want it. Try to get as much as I can get in there. This line. Guess it'll help if I turned on our little iron. Now this foil one, the only thing about this foil one I wasn't happy about, but it's not too bad. There are some areas like here where the foil was missing, And here there's some ink actually on the white, but that's okay. It's still very pretty. Look at that. Who won't like getting this? Okay, line that back up. Now, of course, we got to give the iron a minute. Put this on top. I always put a piece of parchment tape or parchment paper over the top. I put the board down just to make it stiffer, so when you're ironing, you might not need it. If you have like an ironing board you're using or something like that, that should be fine. But since I do everything kind of right on my craft table, and of course this mat is not heat resistant, so you don't want to iron on this. So I have my Cricut mat down first. Then I have, it's just an old piece of balsa wood I had laying around. And then put the card on top. And let's see, it should be hot enough. It doesn't take much at all, much heat at all, just to rub it down. And you just want to make sure you really get the edges. And that's usually all you need. Get that back out of our way. Yeah, I never have enough space. Do you guys? Like your craft space is just shrinking all the time? Okay, so see, it's on. So simple, so easy. And like I said, I will make up a bunch of jacquards, and then when I find a napkin I like, I will make a bunch of, you know, backgrounds, and then use them. Like I might use them for a birthday, I might use them for a get well, I might use them for different things. But then I have them in my stash, and if I need a card, I can just go and pull this part out and make the card, which we are going to actually make the card. So we cut this excess off. We don't need this. Don't need any of that, which we'll cut off anyways later, so it doesn't really matter if you cut it off at this point, but it's in my way anyway, so. All right. Throw this aside. Put that there. Okay, at this point you have this. So now I got just a regular plain white card base, A2 size. Okay, I found this foil paper in my stash, which I think matches this perfectly. I think it's gonna be a lovely card. So what we want to do is I'm going to glue this straight on, the same size as my card. I'm not going to cut the top down, so I'm going to glue that down. I just love, napkin cards are just, I don't know, they're just so easy to do, and you don't have to think much, really, about the process and the design and all that stuff, because the design is already there for you. So everything's already there. That on there as straight as I can. Okay, so I have this. Now we're going to cut this down now. 1/4 inch. So we're going to cut this down to a 4 by 5 1/4. So I'll take off. What I like to do is take off a little bit from each side so that we straighten it out. So I just take a little bit from each side, just so I can make sure all the sides are straight and gets all that napkin off. So now we're going to go 5 1/4 by 4 then. Okay, I don't need any of this stuff, so let's put this off to the side. Give me some space back here. So now you have this. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, I don't like spark much, do I? Nope. Okay, so we're just going to glue this. We're just going to kind of center this down. I'm going to glue that down. Like, don't forget about, like, you know, your Halloween, your, you know, when you find them, like, if you get them on clearance at the end of the year, just pick them up, you know. Just pick them up. You might not need them right away, but just go ahead and pick them up. Now, this is foil, so it's going to slide around a little bit on you, so I tend to line it up and then push it down. Try to keep it as straight as possible. And a lot of times I'll flip it just to, so I'm not rubbing on the foil and stuff itself. Let's see if I got it down good. So now you have this. Isn't that pretty? See, trying to get all the shine. Okay, so now this one I think we'll make into a birthday one. I printed this just on my Cricut. So I did a scallop circle, and then I did the insert a happy birthday. But you can, this would be a really nice get well too. Wouldn't that cheer you up if you got this in the mail as a get well? In fact, I think I'll need to make a get well one for my girlfriend with this napkin. So let's glue this on. Love the Cricut. I'm sorry, but you know, I can't hand cut all this stuff. And I used to have punches and stuff, but you know how many punches you need all the time? And I have, the Cricut Joy is like perfect. I have the Cricut Joy in the maker, but the Cricut Joy I use a lot more than my maker because I can do small things like this. I address my envelopes off my Joy. And so if you're just basically a card person, the Cricut Joy really is all you need. So let's glue this down. And I'm just going to glue it up here in this spot here. And there you have, just like that, quick and easy card. A napkin. I mean, try to find paper like that. So send that card off to someone. Let me cap my glue and I'll show you some of the samples I got. Okay, let's start out with this one. So, this napkin, it's all one pattern. So I made the background. So I put the napkin in the background. This one I made as like a party invitation. I had some balloon sequins I put up there. And you have a party invite. I popped up, of course, on my Cricut. I mean, if you don't have a Cricut, you can make your oval and write. You don't want to see my penmanship, so you're not going to see my penmanship. So you're going to see the Cricut doing all my work. So that's this napkin. So, and you can use this for a birthday party, you know, many things you can use this one for. Okay, so that's a nice background one. Make some room because I have a lot of samples. Had to find something for the boys. I don't make a lot of boy cards. I don't have many boys in my family, but I found this Hot Wheel pattern napkin. And it's an all over, so I can get, you know, at least 3 cards out of this, depending on what size I'm making. And I made this card. Of course, on the Cricut, I made the car shape and wrote happy birthday on it. Wouldn't the little boy love getting that? That's so cute. Napkins. Napkins, everyone. I know. I amaze myself. Okay, that's another one. Okay, then for the girls, or little boys, you know, anybody would like mermaids, wouldn't they? I found this mermaid napkin. Had to use it, of course. So this one has the 2 mermaids here, but on this side, it just has the scales. Okay, so I made this card out of it. So for the tail, I just cut after I ironed this onto the paper, I cut the tail out, just the tail, and then put it on foam tape and put it on there. And then I have these, I think they're called bubbles. They're just clear, like half beads. And so I put a few on there just to look like water bubbles. And then I cut this out with the Cricut Mermaid Wishes. And of course you could do that by hand. You know, you could cut something to shape out. But I really love the way this one turned out. So that one is really cute. And I can get 2 out of this napkin. And then we'll stay on the birthday theme for a while. So this one, this napkin, so you can get 4 out of this napkin. This is happy birthday. And this is what I made out of this one. So just easy, just put down the napkin. Nothing special on that one. I did take, I had some red, like that brush on glitter. It's supposed to be glittery, but it's not. I did the cherry, made it darker. And then these are just sweet sequins. I had some different color sequins in my stash, and I put some on. And that's a cute birthday card. Simple. Didn't take no time at all to make that. Okay. And then, let's see, I have, I think, another birthday one here. This one, I really loved the napkin. But what I didn't like about the napkin, again, of course, is only one panel had the gold. And then the other ones were just the plain candles. So for that one, this is what I came up with. So you didn't have to do nothing. But I did add on, I have from Hobby Lobby, these little gold and silver flat back like beads. And so I did put a few on there throughout, just to put a little sparkle on, because I have to add sparkle on everything. Not that this card didn't have enough sparkle with the gold foil all over it. So that, like I said, these are all napkins. And let's go in, before I do the Christmas one, we have this flag napkin that I found. So, depending on how you get it, you can get a few cards out of this one too. And this is what I came up with for this one. So, like a 4th of July. So I just cut out a celebrate and popped it up. And then I had some, let's see if you can see them, some plastic white stars in my stash. So I put a few on just to add dimension. A little dimension on there. So I thought that turned out really nice. Okay, then I got a couple Christmas ones. Of course, you have to have some Christmas ones. So I found this napkin, which I think is so adorable. Don't tell anybody, but this might be my Christmas card this year. I love how it turned out. It looks really distressed already. You can get 4 cards out of there. This is what I came up with. Now on this one, all I did was stamped out winter wishes and then just cut around it, just to make it look different. You know, not, you know, oval or anything like that. And then I distressed it with a little walnut. I think it was a walnut stain. And I distressed it so that it blended with the napkin, because the napkin has kind of a distressed look to it. So that's what I did on that one. And that is so simple. This ain't gonna take me no time at all to make Christmas cards for this one. I mean, look at the scene. The scene does it all. The napkin, it just does it. You don't need anything else. So that's that one. And I have one more Christmas one. So for this napkin, I got 2 different cards to show on this one, because this is a really long napkin. So you could potentially get 6 out of this one. This was a nice one. So I did 2 different styles. So I did a slim card, and then I did the A2 size. So because the pattern was so long, I could fit the whole thing on. I had to actually cut up a little bit to fit, so I came up to about here. So I had to cut just below his head so I could cover a whole slim card. And for this one, then I just took it right above his head and just got the snowman. So see the difference in that? It's 2 different cards with that napkin. And for this one, all I did was put some snow on this Snow Tech. You ever use this? And it's just like a paste, really thin. And all you do is just dab it on. I just take a brush and dab it on, and look at the dimension. It looks like snow. Look at that. And it's on there. It hardens up. And I did the little pom-pom there. So that's what I did on both of them. I was going to put some of the felt snow flakes on here. But then I thought, well, I think it's got enough with the snow on there. And then I just stamped Happy Holidays on the bottom. I didn't do nothing fancy. I just stamped it on. So those are my napkin cards. And like I said, there's so many different patterns of napkins out there. You can come up with, you know, a lot of different ideals. This is still my favorite. I'm going to make a get well card out of this one too. And just a simple napkin. And it didn't take no time at all. Like I said, just go ahead and make up a bunch of your bases at once. You know, and then you, like I said, they don't take long to dry either. And then you can just leave these in your stash and don't worry about them warping and everything, because you're gonna iron them out later anyways. And then peel apart your napkin, throw it on, and look at the different results you can get just from a napkin. You can't find some of this paper like this in anywhere. So look at your napkins and see what you guys can do with them. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and leave me a comment if you liked it and what your favorite card was. And please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Bye now.